That's brutal to a rock star, man. Like take out the rock star's best years. That's
It's
pretty
a good
painful.
thing it wasn't 40.
Oh,
That was the chip that I just
I would be 73
That was,
without
yeah,
the
that's the highest.
experiences.
And
I
I
think
think
Jeez.
Dragonborn
relax,
live a
Jake.
decent long time,
Mics are
but
Well,
still
yeah,
still,
on.
yeah,
that's a
yeah.
lot of
33
lot of
is
That way.
years.
so 33 is kind of like 21 in Dragon
Yeah.
years, Dragonborn. So
No, we're
43 is still
I had to
young, but
stop it and restart it, but because we're not actually sorry. Um,
oh yeah, of course.
what happened with the stream?
It died.
Yeah, we might have to do a
Good
router
bartender,
restart.
man. He stopped me at 2 drinks. Like I definitely was gonna go full bore. I was gonna pass out and like need a recovery for
Look,
sure.
I'll be honest. I swear you might have died. You could have died from it.
Oh no. I had already calculated it. I was like, I can do 6 drinks and fail. I had already calculated it. I was like Trix is going to do this. He is going to drink himself to 0 hit points because he wouldn't do anything else. Like he would absolutely think he could outdo this drink, and he would do it like to prove that he could. There's
Happily
no
so.
way. Once that first one hit him, there was no way that intelligence or wisdom was going to kick in. He was going to be. He was on the path. Oh, I found it. You know, it's the heroin high, right? Like you
It's the
chase that
one.
motherfucking.
Chasing
Yeah,
the
this is the
dragon.
dream. Chase the dragon. So it's like, I mean, it wasn't wormwood, but it's pretty fucking close. Worm poison. So yeah, he was gonna chase it. So it's good that that the bartender's like, "Oh, you're one of those."
He cuts you off after 2.
Cut me off after 2. We're definitely getting a cask of this, and probably won't drink the whole thing, but we're gonna definitely try to resell this. This is money.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
I had no doubt that you're gonna try to buy a cast from this guy,
Yeah. You know me well.
assuming
I
no one
mean,
dies.
yeah. I mean, we.
Oh,
But if we advance, if we teleport again, we're taking the cask with us. Like we don't leave that one behind. Oh my god! I think it's funny that we're hauling around Wanderer in a cart. That just cracks me up. It's like we got C3PO in the fucking cart. We got a gnome riding a draft horse, and we got a dragonborn on a Pegasus. What could possibly go wrong? We show up in ambassador's clothing.
I know you show up
we're
in his
so
like dirty ambassador's
baller.
clothing, and you're like, "Yep."
Hello.
We're the
Oh
most
my god.
random party.
Hello, we're
A
not
Oh my
from
god.
here.
a robot, and a gnome.
Oh my god.
You're the perfect group to
A
investigate this.
nin-
What are you talking about?
Oh, this yeah, absolutely. Dude, you put a piano in the room. What did you think I was gonna do?
Play it.
Oh,
Play that fucker. Oh, I was like racking my brain for dirges, and it's been so long since I like listened to them. I can't remember the names. I had to make shit up. I
I
wish
know,
I had a
right?
real one on tap. I was like, "Oh, dirge on the Titanic." That sounded awful, but I mean, it kind of makes sense since we just came off the ocean, I guess.
Yeah.
But
town races.
yeah.
Old
Oh,
Suzanne.
I could have done the dirge of the Kraken. That probably would have been
The
more
Dirge of
appropriate.
the Kraken.
This is Davy
That
Jones'
would have
theme.
been better. Ooh, Davy Jones Locker. That would have been a good one. That would have been good.
I'm actually glad you guys
They always
decided to
come
stick
after the
around. This is
fact.
going to be a fun little
Dude,
mission.
I'm glad you prepped us for this. Like you were obviously prepared for us to take the bait. So
Yeah, I was prepared for you to either keep going or take the bait. Either way, I'm just like, yes.
that was
Good.
nice. Well, I mean, we take like a 8-day journey, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, 8 days on the road. Fucking, are you kidding me? And then you're
8
like,
days on
yeah,
the road, sped run.
and it's like 8 days without event. I'm like, god damn it! Like I wanted to fucking at least have a random encounter. Yeah, you enter a town and there's dead guys everywhere. Oh, cool.
Oh, cool.
There's your encounter.
I was like, either
Please,
they're going to
please.
run or they're going to try to figure this one out.
Dude, your bartender made us stay, to be fair. Like, Without that character, we probably would have run.
If anyone kills that bartender, they will get death by 1,000 lashes.
Dude, he's not dying. He's like 200, 300 years old.
He's
like
a
the
dwarf.
guy is
300.
angry, grizzled old dwarf. Motherfucker can live.
He'll outlive you all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, come on, DM.
It's almost like an old British woman. She'll outlive us all.
Don't tell us that. Wanderer's older than any of us, technically.
I am?
Yeah.
Physically.
By far.
Oh, yeah.
By a century
Mentally,
or two.
not so much.
The
No,
body's
not
old,
really.
the mind is young.
Wow. Even your body, but your body's old, like in metal years, so that's not really that old.
And then I'm like, oh, carefully adds bartender to enemy party.
Oh, please do. Please. Dude, this guy's great. Angry, grizzled old dwarf who likes Zook. That is a great character.
He appeals to the party.
He's just like my brother from the Underdark. Welcome.
And then I love the fact that I fucked up the dwarven gnomish thing. And then he's like, yeah, you're kind of a racist. Here's
Y'all
a
look the
drink. Here's a drink. Oh, man.
You said that to him, and he went, "I'm not drunk enough for this."
I'm not drunk. I will be drunk enough for this. The funny part is he drinks the shit like it's water, right? So that's the point, right? We get there.
Mm-hmm.
He has the strange pipes, which I guess is his still in the back of the shop.
Yep. He brews
Awesome.
actual beer.
And apparently liquor.
Mm-hmm.
Would you teach me this art?
I should send you a list of. So when I was a alchemist, I found these lists, like long lists of like drinks that that my DM was letting me brew.
Oh, that's cool.
It was pretty cool. I got hundreds of them. It was really fun. I should probably send that to you.
It does sound like fun.
Yeah, we talked about that early in the game. That would be a pretty cool profession.
Yeah, it's cool in game. I think it would be the problem with it is as an NPC is that the characters aren't likely to buy them, because they won't ask, right? Like they'll just get a regular drink, and then you'll give them a drink, and then they won't find out. They'll find out what the consequence is, but they won't it won't register to keep trying. So it's kind of like I don't know. And then some of them are too powerful. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah. I'm wondering what would have happened if we'd gone to the human tavern.
Not as special.
Probably wouldn't have
Not
been
as
special.
Not nearly as special. I mean, we got a stone cunning guy in our group. There's a tavern made of stone and a tavern made of wood.
By the way, guys, in case you didn't know, Saturday, if you wanted to join me, I'm doing a hate reading of the 2024 Player's Handbook on stream.
Yes.
Man, I don't want to be
That's this Saturday.
Yeah. Chat convinced me during my prep to do a hate reading of 2024.
I don't want to be tarnished. I want to just. Your arguments are always so good, and so I want to be on the positive side before I listen to that.
Look, and here's the thing: I'm not here to just say it's a bad edition. Nobody should play it. I'm gonna be here going.
You've already said that.
I know it's a hate reading. I'm gonna hate it. I already know I'm gonna hate it, but I will give it credit where credit is due.
Yeah, it has very few good things.
I give credit where credit is due. The artwork looks fantastic. I'm just skimming through it now. But yeah,
come on Saturday.
But yeah,
careful,
I'm going to be doing
that's
a hate
AI
reading
generated.
on stream.
Jesus.
It looks.
Right. Some of that art's AI generated.
I
Careful.
know, I can tell. You can tell also where they added like AI effects to improve them on everything. I don't know if you heard my summary of like the 2024 that I gave on stream that convinced them that I needed to do a hate reading, was that I said it very much seems like it's it's if the storytellers instead of the rules lawyers wrote the rules.
Stevie Wonder proofread it.
What? Do you have any artwork on Grendon?
I do not have any artwork for our dwarvish gentleman.
So if I fuck around a little bit with AI, are you gonna be okay with that?
I don't care. Go nuts. Have fun.
He seems like a really cool guy. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
We need a character for him.
I don't know. There's something interesting about him, like the way he was described.
I'm out here counting fingers. on like the art in here, I'm out here counting fingers because that's usually how you can tell AI art.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. That or if the eyes are fucked up.
Or legs. Are
Or
you fucking
legs.
kidding me?
Yeah, they have problems with legs. I'm just looking at the art. I'm not reading anything because if I read it, I'm gonna get mad right now. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna have a cup of whiskey, and I am going to get angry.
Is he? I get in my mind he was more of a skinnier dwarf, or in your mind is he bigger or smaller?
I wouldn't say he's got a warrior's build to him. I'd say he
warrior. Thank you.
Yeah, I'd say he doesn't have that warrior's build to him. I'd say he's a little bit more on the skinny plump side.
Yeah.
He wasn't out here adventuring before he decided to open a bar in the middle of nowhere.
All right. Just gonna throw these your way because I found them on Printist.
Ooh. That's pretty good right there.
There you
I'll
go.
get a few. I'll post them later. I got to go through this. This is going to take a day or two.
Yeah, it looks good. Very much. They definitely have those looks. He's like, I like that second one, the older guy, the bald one with the the beer. He's like, yep.
Oh, did you put it in lock loot?
No, he just messaged it to me.
Okay. I found those on Printist because I've learned Printist has a lot of good D&D art on it. It's actually where I get a lot of inspiration from making homebrew magic items. When I'm seeing something, I'm like, yep, that art fit nicely to make something.
Well, put it in chat if it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bitch.
All right.
Don't be teasing us.
Can I grab these? I need to resave them to my laptop.
For a teaser about how I'm going to approach the Saturday, and the stuff we might approach, look up the new invisibility rules.
Oh, don't get me started now.
The new ones?
The new rules for invisibility.
We're not even going to call those new.
You mean the should not exist?
Yeah, the ones that probably were proposed a long time ago and got shut down.
I got some pretty good notes on
All right, I posted the 3 images I found.
Yeah, I saw the one, that one. But that one looks pretty good. I like the first one. That's way closer to what I was thinking.
Yeah, I like the one with the man polishing the mug and the axe at his side, including the pipe
with
in
the
his
runes
mouth.
on it.
Yeah.
That one's way
like
more.
That
that's way closer to what I was thinking.
Plus, I mean, he is like 200 plus years old, so I think he'd be getting white
I mean, for
by
a
now.
dwarf, that's about 50, 60 years old, right?
So not white hair.
No, white hair.
I have to
but
close this before I get even angrier.
yeah, that's
Can't
good.
wait for
That's good.
Saturday's gonna be
close it.
fun. Sorry, I was
Close it
reading up
before
on
it's
some of
too
the
late.
I was looking at pictures and then I gravitated towards a description of halflings and I already felt my blood boil.
Oh shit.
Oh, you're gonna get me started about the freaking what they called
The
the
Mexican
orcs. You're gonna get me started on the orcs now.
The Mexican orcs.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't believe me. There will be a rant about Mexican orcs.
I can't wait. Yeah, if I got nothing going on, I'll drop by for a bit.
There will be a nice long rant about Mexican orcs.
Like, I understand the reasoning behind certain things they did, but to be honest, this is fantasy world. We don't need to bring this kind of stuff into
I'm gonna
it.
make a terrible thing here. I'm gonna get a lot of flack, but I'm saying, I know you didn't want your orcs to be black, but are you kidding me? Just making them Mexican is kind of worse.
And holy shit, I don't even know if you go to D&D Beyond anymore, Colorless, but the AI generated art for some of the races is god awful.
I don't want to take a look at it. I'm afraid of what I'll find in the book.
The human is the worst one. They got a big ass nose.
I don't go to D&D Beyond because I don't like how D&D Beyond does business. So I'll pop in every once in a while to get that way character sheets, but I don't. No, I have no interest in D&D Beyond.
I'm starting to get that way too.
Good.
So did the Okay, so I'm looking up the War of the Western Continent, right? Trying to understand the Chesterfield Gambit. Were the people? That's the wrong word for it. The warriors who became the archons. Was that group literally fighting the whole of the United Territories, or was the United Territories supporting the creation of this Archon army?
So the United Territories, were being the idea behind
Manipulated?
No, not manipulated. This was they could have been manipulated. There's a bit there. The big thing about the War of the Western Continent, I'm trying to pull it up so that other people could see it, but not so much. The idea is they invaded when they were very powerful. The Trestian Gambit was very much a gambit of our allies can hold out without us.
Did the Queen unite the territories, or was that like the Duchess? Sorry. Did the Duchess unite the territories, or is there some other group and then she took over that position?
So you've got to understand the War of the Western Continent. She was the Duchess at the time of Trest, but there was no hand in the United Territories. This happened before the last campaign. This was events before the last campaign. Way before. So these events were very much...
The Archons got divided out, kind of like almost like a subset of warriors. And then they existed, and then was there peace with the United Territories?
So, again, the War of the Western Continent is the war that shattered the territories. If you read down, the war brought up in the winter. They brought about the weapon that shattered the spell that shattered the territories, and from that, the blood pact that kept them put down until the war of the shattered territories. When the elves invaded.
So the space elves invade, and then they have a loss of faith in leadership, and that's how the Duchess was able to take charge.
No, she took charge before that. So she was in charge. So again, the War of the Western Continent, from the page in there, it is very much before any events of the last campaign. she took charge of the Trestian forces during that time. This is when she was able to usurp the patriarchal role of the Duke, and
Correct.
take that
Yeah,
role.
yeah.
And then you had Trest ruling with Sutrana for a time. The Shattered Territories put down. The Archons were founded during this war. This was when they were first created.
Okay.
And then the War of the Shattered Territories happened. The Night of Broken Crowns happened during those events. And at that point, immediately after, the Archons schismed.
Oh, holy shit! So they didn't schism after the Duchess. They schismed before.
No, they schismed after the Duchess died.
They schismed when she got killed.
Yeah.
When she was murdered.
Maybe those loyal and those not.
And then Veer walks out of the palace, and she's the only one that they know walked out. So they assume that she was part of the winning side, part of the murdering side. And the Archons can't decide who to support. Do the Archons that we just left, they must support Veer, right?
Yep,
Because
those are the ones that serve Veer. Those are the Archons of the Caesarean Mountains. Traditional Archons believing that they owe their
is there a
loyalty.
feeling that that group is smaller because the majority of people believe the legend that Veer killed the queen?
No.
They're larger because their story was easier to believe. Not because
they're smaller because they're more selective in who they train.
Which was the original agreement, right? Like, we're going to be super selective. And the Felidars killed most of the ones that weren't worthy anyway.
Yeah, let me see if I can find where it says the Trestian Gambit. Here he is. The Duke commissioned the training of a new type of warrior. He tried to have his best soldiers to ride Felidars, but they were devoured by the beasts. He was severely injured. She went to raise boys alongside the Felidars and create a fighting force from them.
Which also would reduce their numbers. Because you depend on children, volunteered, not born there.
Yeah.
And is Veer the only female to have become an Archon?
No, she's just in a unique position. She's
Did
in a very
she change that policy, or was that done before?
That was before. It didn't matter. That didn't matter. This was a time where they were so desperate that anybody that would not be eaten by a Felidar worked. And so, because Veer holds to the old traditions, if they are chosen by a Felidar, they're worthy.
Do the Archons in New Trest have Felidars? I don't remember any Felidars up there.
They did. I mentioned them briefly that they had Felidars with them.
Okay. How did they get those Felidars? Did they steal them?
Or they took them when they schismed, and those groups bled.
So there was a schism and some Archons were all... Okay, got it. Okay.
Yes, because some Archons were up in Trest already. When the schism happened, they fought and they kind of ditched each other. Some went back down to join Veer. Others went up to defend Trest as their home.
Oh, yeah, because there would have been multiple wars, yeah.
So it's very much like they had this major schism, and it's like, okay, Veer is in a unique place to train these Archons and to lead these Archons.
I'm so impressed with like the depth of this story. Like, you've really created a world that's like, yeah, this is cool.
I love it. I'm like, I think I talked about this briefly before, where I'm like, my issue is I hate plot holes, and so I fill plot holes instead of making plot holes, I fill them with lore, and I'm like, yes, it makes sense when you think about it. And it's like the Archon schismed because after the Night of Broken Crowns, Veer took charge of the Archons due to her unique position, being the.
How did she do that? That's another question. I mean, you can answer that later, but like there was already a leader of the Archons. Like, isn't the leadership designated by violence? Why would she have violence against the existing leader of the Archon who is supporting her rule? Because Archons live for 100 years, right?
A long time. We're
hundreds
not
of
sure about how long they live. The issue, and one of the reason they schismed, because the Duchess of Trust was the head of the Archons.
Oh shit! Oh shit! So when she was killed, either Veer takes charge or somebody else.
Mm-hmm. And in that
Oh
power
my
vacuum,
God.
she took the time to declare the Duchess as a traitor and a monster.
And nobody wants to believe that. Oh my God. Bravo. Bravo. Wow. Dude, that would be so hard to believe. That would also, yeah, that would be, oh my God.
Yeah, and so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, no, she declared the Duchess as a traitor and the monsters. Those that believed her were like, oh no, she is. We knew our orders. We pulled we experienced the Night of Broken Crowns, and the ones that were like, I cannot believe the person who has led us for centuries would do this.
And out of character, I completely see why. In character, I completely see why. Because there were only a few witnesses to her debauchery, to her befouling of the leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was so cool.
Yeah, so now they have this fortress in the mountains, and they run it. I like the
Yeah,
Archon.
I mean,
The Archon Order is one of my favorite things that I've built here, and how they've developed
Yeah.
with time has been amazing. Because I'm just like, yes, they're out here, they're doing things.
well, it really does explain why two things. One, why they would be so offended by three motherfuckers trying to ride their mounts, but also why Zook's approach was actually really special, right? Because they see this so differently than the rest of the world. They really are a diamond among coal. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's very much like, okay, she
Did-
walked out of the.
Did Veer share with the Archons that she leads what weapon or what God used a different term, not weapon. What created the rift? What created the shattered territory? Did she share with them what that was?
The spell?
Yes.
No, that would have been information she let die. She didn't even know that information. That's just information she let die. Remember, it was a family from the Shattered Territories that betrayed them, wanting less.
And nobody
bloodshed.
wants that family to be remembered, so you let them die.
Well, the family's still around, but it's like, okay, they're trying to redeem themselves.
Bullshit. Rest's family is still alive?
The family line is still alive.
My fuck. I thought it was gone.
I don't just wipe things like that out.
All right. If my character dies, I want him to come back as one of those.
Yeah, it's like Reth's family line still exists.
That's deep.
They're still out there trying to redeem themselves for what they did. Yeah, I'm looking at my article on the Archons of the Ciceran Mountains and the bit I have on Lord Commander Veer. Yeah. Let's see. She undertook the Archon's path and began training in the warrior tradition with him before the Night of Broken Crowns, when every Archon heard the call of their master on the wind. She's not recounted her survival or how the Duchess of Trest was slain. Only the weapon that felled her was shattered. Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna end the stream. Looks